Hello and welcome back to Age of Empires 2, where we are beginning a new historical battle. This is Kurikara, and it's an all-Japan historical battle. As you can see, I did actually play this one once before, but I never actually got around to editing that video, and I actually ended up losing the recording when previous solid-state drive failed. Kind of unfortunate, but never mind. We're also going to be doing the Lone Warrior achievement, which is where you play through this scenario without forming an alliance with the Hojo Clan. So that shouldn't be too difficult to pull off. The description reads, the Taira clan has forced the legitimate emperor to abdicate and now rules Japan through a puppet. When the Taira threaten the Minamoto stronghold in Kurikara, Minamoto no Yoritomo raises his banners in a desperate effort to lift the siege, lead his forces to victory on the field, and take the fight to the Taira pretenders in Kyoto.
Gliding through the trees, the wind whispers a faint melody to the rhythm of the footsteps of soldiers. The narrow mountain pass feels ominous and forbidding, and yet there is a peaceful aura to it that calms Minamoto's vanguard. The common soldiers groan as a deluge suddenly begins, transforming the soil into a treacherous sea of mud. The battle-hardened samurai alone are silent. Their honor is their prime concern, and it rests on the success of their mission to deliver supplies to the besieged city of Kurikara. After years of injustice, the Minamoto clan declared open opposition to the dominance of the wicked Taira, splitting Japan in two. Lord Minamoto controls the east, while his cousin Yoshinaka holds the frontier. Throughout 2.5 years of war, the Taira have steadily advanced, rarely seeing defeat. Their armies strike at Kurikara in a three-pronged assault, while an auxiliary force seizes the lighthouse at the point of the Noto Peninsula, controlling naval passage in and out of the Toyama Gulf. Entourages of samurai patrol all roads to Kurikara, and enemy supply lines reach all the way to Kyoto, the imperial capital. This will be the decisive battle of this war. If Kurikara falls, the Taira will be free to flood into the Minamoto heartland and claim victory. If Kurikara holds and the Taira are defeated, the tide will turn, and Minamoto may even be able to bring the fight to the gates of Kyoto.
The road to Kurikara is well guarded. We must be swift and elusive if we are to reach the city alive.
Okay, so reach the palace in Kurikara. And in order to do that, we have to take a pretty dangerous road where we are going to be ambushed. I don't think there's any way you can actually avoid this. You can see the scout himself has been killed right there. But yeah, we're going to rush in. We can see the scorpions there potentially need to be focused down. Pretty big threat to us for sure. Trade cart needs to survive. That is our supplies for the city. And we've lost both of our cavaliers, but the last of their halberdiers does go down, and we've still got a few stragglers left surviving to continue the push towards the town. So I think so we are going to encounter more patrols around here for sure. I wonder if we could avoid following this path, which I think is pretty likely to lead us to danger. Yeah, so I think there is a potential fight there that we have managed to sneak away from, and we have reached the city itself with our supplies. Not too difficult to do. Could have gone a lot worse. And yeah, as you can probably guess, these guys are about to flip to our side. But here is the palace itself.
Many thanks for the supplies. We are barely holding out. What news from Minamoto?
Minamoto promises to send help over the mountains, but is currently occupied with a rebellion. We are sent to aid in the defense of the city.
Very well. We will do the best that we can. Take over defense of the city.
Holy men, to the defenses! Defend Kurikara with honor!
Okay, let's just lay down a few farms. And we'll get to those later. We've got plenty of resources to go around. We'll produce a few villages. We will use all of the existing villages. So we've still got 3 idols left over. And yeah, out here in the front, we are likely to be attacked. We do have this little dock area. We're going to pull these units back towards our towers. Try to keep them alive if we can. And yeah, lots of random units lying around, which I think we should bring towards the front. You can see there are some pretty good supplies up for grabs just over there. Just need to bring our various units out. We don't have a hero unit or anything like that to be defended, so it's just a case of having a solid defense available to us. I think we will start gathering some stone immediately. A castle is always helpful on this type of map. Bring the halberdiers out too. We are in the castle age, so we can't actually produce halberdiers naturally yet. We do have some research we need to do first. So I think in terms of priorities, if we have a look over this, we can see our fast fire ship has done a pretty good job over there. Yeah, we have a castle just here, which can produce samurai, and I think we should probably start producing a few of those because they are going to be our key unit, along with, I think, cavalry archers. Okay, let's just check this out. So we are building some farms. We will go for heavy plough. Other things useful to go for, let's have a look. So, bow saw. Economic upgrades in general, I think, are going to be worth going for. And perhaps a second town centre. We do have 200 population limit. I think somewhere like this, it gets us access to gold, gets us access to wood. And we're going to send these 2 villagers over to help out as well. Then let's go for husbandry. We definitely want that. We want to have good access to cavalry archers, so thumb ring is probably going to be quite useful to us. We're once again being attacked by these small little naval attacks. We don't have to worry too much about those. We'll produce a few fishing ships. They will inevitably go out into danger, but in the meantime should lock down that food supply. Okay, town centre's under construction. So murder holes will be something we go for at some point. Thumb ring is done, so it's just wood holding us back now from producing cavalry archers.
My lord, we wish to sail around the northern peninsula, but are unable to do so due to the treacherous rocks. If we capture the lighthouse, then our ships would be able to pass safely.
And there we have one of the 5 Taira warlords that we need to kill off. Okay, so this town centre is going to be pretty key. This one, I think, will send villagers over to the stone. But yeah, this town centre next to the gold, next to the wood, that's going to give us more of the stuff we need right now. We are looking pretty good for food and for gold, so let's go for continued production of samurai. Got a mangonel over here too, just need to make sure we don't accidentally friendly fire. Let's go for... Actually, let's bring these across to the side. Since we have very little wood left over already. But we'll keep producing those villages. And we could actually go for... Imperial Age pretty quickly. If we want to. So I suppose we should. So yeah, lots gathering up the gold, but we are going to focus on stone at first, just to make sure we can put down a castle in a useful defensive position. A few fishing ships have been produced, let's go for a couple more of those. Some more wood is needed. Yeah, it's given us this free lumber camp over here, but that is not a particularly productive looking source of wood. Okay, so fishing ships have gone out into the sea. This is potentially a little bit dangerous. I think we will avoid building more of those for now. Imperial Age is on its way. We've got a number of idle villages. Let's just gather these up, send them across the wood. Yep, so these keeps should be able to handle galleys and things like that. We're going to go for masonry because we are going to build that castle pretty soon. And for now the wood supply is slow, but it should pick up pretty quickly. As they will attack us on land at some point pretty soon. Just need to look out for that. I'm going to risk one more fishing ship. Okay, we'll start producing some cavalry archers. Okay, other things useful to go for, so gambesons for +1 pierce armor, squires for the additional movement speed. That should actually be pretty useful to us. We're not going to be going for too much in the way of normal cavalry. We're going to be relying mostly on samurai as our melee attackers. As it is getting a little bit crowded over here. Okay, Imperial Age is done. Okay, so things to research. I think we want Bracer pretty soon. We, of course, do want the Ring Archer armor for our cavalry archers. We go across to Castle. Elite Samurai I think is not worth rushing for, but we will go for Conscription. And mainly just need to continue the resource income. Because yeah, we can see there's a base just here. There's Taira no Mishimori, one of the 5 Taira commanders. We could potentially take him on pretty soon, but I think we are going to want that castle first. Perhaps here. Gets us access to all that stone. We can see they are actually moving out on their own. So we should expect to be attacked very shortly. Yeah, not sure this castle's going to go up in time. Treadmill crane not currently affordable. It's possible they're just patrolling, but I think they are coming for an attack. If they delay for much longer, we might get away with it. I'm going to try and stay a little bit more defensive. As you can see, the first attack of the Taira guards is coming in. I think we should have the numbers here to make this work. Castle is going to go up. We are actually going to go for murder holes, just to make sure we can absolutely deal with everything they throw at us. And let's go back to mining some more stone. Okay, let's get Parthian tactics for the extra damage against spearmen. Okay, and that's pretty much all the defenses for the warlord taken down. So we should be able to snipe him pretty easily. We can just draw him out.
We have slain Taira no Mishimori. A cart has arrived over the mountains from Kamakura. Ensure that it reaches the palace in Kurikara.
Okay, wood supply is looking very healthy at this point. I think we'll actually drop a mill. Okay, we can see a new set of Taira guards coming to attack us.
My lord, the Hojo Clan requests that we send an envoy to their palace to discuss an alliance.
Yeah, and I'm sure that would make things easier for us, but we already know that is an easy way to lose the ability to get the Lone Warrior achievement. So let's not do that. Let's produce a couple of trebuchets, as we are doing pretty well for both wood and for gold. I think we'll switch our spawns. Drop another farm over here. Okay, so I think we do have solid enough massive units here that we can go a lot more aggressive. So let's move in with everything we have. Let's wipe out the remains of this camp. Okay, so heavy cavalry archer requires 900 food, 500 wood. Can see some small attacks still coming in here, but don't have to worry too much about that. Okay, other things we can actually go for. So we are already doing all the farming over here. We've already got all of the farm upgrades we can. Two-man saw is probably not too important to us. We're obviously doing completely fine for wood at the moment. We'll just continue to spread that around. And we'll start moving to the west. We are going to, I think, liberate the lighthouse pretty soon as a priority. Okay, let's get cavalry archer research as soon as we can. Let's actually go over to our market, sell some of this wood, and we will reshift onto gold. Stone supply is looking extremely healthy. Okay, let's make sure we deal with these siege. Okay, so Elite Samurai is a definite important long-term pick for us. Drop a few more of these farms. Okay, still plenty of gold supply over here. So food is scarce for now, but we still have the ability to produce plenty of cavalry archers. Go across to this, so we need more of that gold, but that will come in pretty soon. Let's drop a mining camp over here, since we have apparently used up most of the stone available to us elsewhere. We are going to speed up our wood production, which might seem unwise, but we're going to try swapping a lot of these onto food. Okay, so all of this has been wiped out. Let's begin pushing to the west, where we can see... Actually, what's going on here? These guys have managed to stray quite far. Yeah, we should be able to handle these patrols and things. Let's start going aggressive in this direction. Take all the excess samurai. Mangonel as well. Yeah, so they're still going to feed some units in, but it's nothing we can't handle. And that is going to fully upgrade our samurai. Still need chemistry to improve the attack of our cavalry archers. Let's go for that now before we forget. Go for the faster building construction too, in case we go for more castles, which we absolutely can do if we want to. And we'll start making a move towards the lighthouse. There's absolutely loads of gold available to us.
A cart has arrived over the mountains from Kamakura. Ensure that it reaches the palace in Kurikara.
Not really sure what's meant to stop these carts. And just send them straight through. Okay, so let's go for hoardings. That's going to be quite important to us as we are being attacked by fleets over here. I think we're just going to ignore that. If we lose a few fishing ships, it doesn't matter too much. Not too worried about involving these two siege engines. There's a few stragglers have come to attack us. Yeah, 1,000 extra gold there. And we now have more gold than wood. I've got some hotkeys mixed up here. Need to fix those. Right, BRB. Okay, select all blacksmiths. That's not really something we're going to need to do very often, so I'm going to switch that one off. And let's try this instead. There we go. It's a lot better. Meanwhile, over here we have successfully dealt with the fairly meager resistance. Just so much going on, being attacked from so many different places, but I don't think any of it is actually worth worrying about. Okay, let's keep producing samurai. Let's go for the elite samurai upgrade. And don't really think there's too much that can stop us over here. Don't think we actually are even supposed to attack the lighthouse itself. I think we just capture it, so we'll actually bring the trebuchets back. As taking this dock down is going to be quite important. It's going to help protect our fishing ships. And what's stopping us here? Some fortified wall, but it's not a serious gate. A couple of keeps, I guess. We should take those down. Let's bring these back.
We have slain Taira no Kiyofusa. The lighthouse is ours. Now we can sail through.
Okay, so we don't need to wipe out the keeps, that's great. And this should also protect our fishing ships. Just gonna bring this out. And we'll produce a few more of those fishing ships. This was a little bit unexpected. Just a ram with complete free reign. Chooses to go for that keep for some reason. Okay, elite samurai just there. If we look across here, there's nothing too much worth seeing on the beach. Seems to be mostly just for decoration. Okay, let's push on. Okay, let's move these villagers along. So yeah, a combination of elite samurai plus the heavy cavalry archers should deal with pretty much everything, and we can snipe another of the Taira warlords very easily.
We have slain Taira no Tadanori.
I think we do actually want some more castles, not necessarily because we need the protection, but just because we want to increase the samurai production capacity. Similar thing for archery ranges, I think. Actually gonna go and explore a bit. So we can see some rams coming in there. Doesn't bother us too much. Taira guards. Lots of villagers free for us to kill. As we have actually hit the pop cap. So we can afford to be even more aggressive. Just gonna make sure we take out these villagers.
A cart has arrived over the mountains from Kamakura. Ensure that it reaches the palace in Kurikara.
Yeah, you really don't need the Hojo Clan. Okay, so we've got a few samurai over here defending our town. I think that's fine.
We are nearing the enemy capital of Kyoto. It is far too well defended to attack before we have defeated the Taira armies in the field.
I'm not really getting that vibe, but we'll take their word for it. Right, is there anything else we can go for? Oh, ballistics is an important one. Let's definitely go for that. Where actually are our trebuchets? They should be more involved. So Kyoto is just over here somewhere. We want to take out these little outposts and things first. Just gonna check a couple of hotkeys. Another castle, I guess. We have 5,000 stone. In fact, we're doing completely fine for pretty much every resource. So I actually think it's trebuchets we need the most. Just to speed this up. Okay, we should be able to still break through this just using samurai. Don't necessarily need siege for things like this. Yeah, we can see the samurai there. Can break through the gate perfectly fine. Need to look out for the mangonel we can see coming towards us. Let's make sure we take that down. Ah, there is a castle. Okay, so we definitely do need trebuchets for that. As we can see another of the Taira warlords. Let's take him out.
We have slain Taira no Tomonori.
So idle soldiers resort to fighting farms. We can see we're starting to fight Kyoto properly now though. Let's make sure we keep all of our soldiers around. Okay, so trebuchets pack and unpack faster. That is obviously going to be very useful to us. And let's go for also a few more archery ranges over here. Nah, that didn't go too well. But it's fine. We have so many resources. Okay, let's take a few of these, just make sure we keep our trebuchets safe. Other things to research, let's actually have a little look through. So most of this stuff we don't really need. Could perhaps go with a few things at the siege workshop, but not necessarily that important. Gill nets we should definitely have by now. Make sure we have a good lumber camp set up. And do we still have some samurai around here? No, we don't. Okay, good. Want to make sure we throw everything into attacking. And yeah, even with that 5,000 stone, we can still see plenty more stone around if we need it. Okay, let's produce a lot of trebuchets. Okay, so there should be one more Taira warlord to kill off, and I imagine we can probably just snipe them. We just take all of these, go out in this direction, and I think we can probably risk going for the attack on Kyoto. Right, just ignore all of this, this doesn't matter too much. Wouldn't mind killing some of this trade. Yeah, we can see him right there, we don't even need to take out the outpost. I'm just doing this because I'm not sure if we don't do it. There we go. If we don't do it, I don't know if that makes Kyoto tougher to deal with. Okay, so we should still have some villagers around here. Let's go for another castle.
A cart has arrived over the mountains from Kamakura. Ensure that it reaches the palace in Kurikara.
That's a relief. I was worried we were going to run out of resources there. They do have their own trebuchets to look out for. I think we still just go forwards. I'm not really worried. Let's try and kill these before they unpack. No chance. Okay, that's fine. We've still got way more than they have. We've got lots of villagers coming over too. Couple of trebuchets here we can move in. And I think we're gonna need a few more samurai to deal with these rams and things. Okay, let's push into the town itself. As we are back up to the pop cap, lots of random units. Yeah, I did use the select all idle military units hotkey there, which has sent some of my units out in questionable directions. These trebuchets might actually be in some serious trouble, but we're just going to do as much damage as we can. I don't really think we can do much about that. We could possibly send a selection of cavalry archers over to try and defend them. But yeah, I don't think they're going to get there in time. I think we just keep the push going over here. Okay, let's go for more castles. So just lots of random trebuchets and things we need to take out. So yeah, we have been taken out over there, no surprises really. We can see some more stone available to us. Okay, so in terms of resources, is there anything that's actually potentially going to give us some trouble? I guess it's remotely possible that we could run out of wood. Still kind of doubt it though. Okay, I think it's time to move in. So over here we can see a huge number of blacksmiths piled up on top of each other. Need to be careful of these rams because they are distracting our cavalry archers. Okay, so castles, we can see one there, 2 castles, a few keeps and things. I think we just unpack and wreak havoc. We're actually out of gold, okay. So we're going to go for another castle, or we're just going to drop it right inside Kyoto. Any gold around here we can pick up, perhaps not. This does seem to be where all of our idols are though. So I think we actually should shift some of these onto this gold. Go for a couple of barracks actually. Almost certainly not necessary. So we can see the Imperial Palace, but it's owned by the locals. We don't want to destroy that one. Let's make sure we wipe out this trebuchet. Okay, I'm going to actually sell some food. Clearly doing fine for that. Don't know why I bothered with the barracks. Absolutely no need. Yeah, so we do lose a trebuchet there. So their trebuchets are causing us a few little problems. Okay, barracks goes down, but that's fine. Not sure what the Hojo Clan would have done. Wow, this is a bit of a roadblock, but we got all these trebs. That should be all we need for the final push. Just see what else is about. Nothing too much. Okay, so trebuchet is over here causing damage to our castle, which could actually go down. I think it will. We'll try to save it. Okay, so castle on that side has gone down. That should be fewer trebuchets coming from over there. We'll try making a stronger push deeper into their territory. That castle is under attack. So yeah, main thing I'm worried about now I think is the rams. So if we just keep producing samurai, we should be fine. Make sure we wipe out this trebuchet. This one too. Okay, I think we want nothing but samurai at this point. As there is just a steady stream of samurai still moving across the map. Still right up against the pop cap though. Down to 46 stone if that matters. I think we do just want infantry now. So there is that final castle just there, let's wipe that out. Ah, one more there too. Okay, so that castle is about to go down. This trebuchet stands no chance at all. Samurai all in the right place to deal with the rams. These guys are targeting the keep, that's all good. Castle goes down there, castle has gone down there, so we take out the remaining unit production buildings. Not sure if we need to go to the east and deal with some of the Taira guards, for example. It says we need to protect the palace, we need to defeat the Taira army and kill its commanders. Don't actually know if we need to even take out Kyoto. But it's easy enough for us to do. Okay, let's wipe out this barracks, which is actually producing some units that are causing us some problems. Okay, Kyoto has been defeated, and clearly that does not end the map. That's good to know. So, Taira guards. There are some Taira guards over to the west, I believe. There are some Taira guards clearly in this direction too, but Taira guards are only feudal age. So it's Taira army we need to defeat, so that's the orange player, but it obviously won't hurt us to have Kyoto out of the picture. Okay, let's start moving east. We can see Taira army over there. Yeah, I think we can ignore the green player. Focus back on orange. Could probably use a couple more castles. We'll go for the stone. Could perhaps start deleting some villages. Okay, so there's a bit of an outpost there. We didn't properly deal with that. Also one over here. Let's pack these up, bring them across. Okay, that did not work out.
A cart has arrived over the mountains from Kamakura. ensure that it reaches the palace in Kurikara.
Just gonna buy some stone, accelerate this a bit. Okay, there's a Japanese locals over there, don't worry about that. As the supplies have once again reached Kurikara. Okay, let's send the rest of these stragglers across. Don't necessarily mind losing units, keep the churn going. Okay, do they have more outposts? I guess it's possible there's one across this bridge, but I doubt it. That seems to be the edge of the map. This all seems to be forest. This is the Hojo Clan. So yeah, I think it's just this little bit to go. Let's just check it out. Okay, looks like they still have something left. Could just be this barracks. But perhaps it's over to the west. Nope. There we go. So I guess you don't really have to go for Kyoto at all.
May the world quake and the Taira fools tremble before the might of my army.
Here we go, the hero has arrived, Minamoto himself. But what happens now? Will he tell us to take on Kyoto? We've already done that.
It is time to take the battle to the
Incredible.
heartland. We march on Kyoto.
Well, 30 extra units. Kyoto is already defeated. We need to kill Taira no Korimori. Hopefully he's just spawned in somewhere. Because Kyoto has already been destroyed. Okay, not too worried about any of this. I really hope there's still a way to win this. Who do we need to kill, and how? There he is. He must have just spawned in. I don't think he was there the whole time.
Minamoto-sama, Taira no Kiyomori is dead, and Kyoto is
Bit of an anticlimax, but yeah, there we go. That does get us the Lone Warrior achievement. And let's move to the end screen.
thunder boomed as spears of lightning pierced the sky. Driven back from the walls of Kurikara, the Taira army retreated in panic as Minamoto claimed victory after victory. Smoke rose from the enemy camps and floated towards Kyoto, an ominous shadow of the doom approaching those inside the city. Offering thanks and prayers to the gods, Minamoto halted and made camp outside Kyoto. As he pounded the walls for days, reducing its great castles to piles of rubble. As the main gate fell, samurai poured into the city, while Minamoto strode triumphantly to the imperial palace and planted his banner. With the power of the Taira broken and their capital taken, a seemingly doomed rebellion had triumphed. It would take 2 more long years, but Minamoto's prowess as a commander ensured victory at the Battle of Danoura, ending the Genpei War and ushering in the new era of the Kamakura Shogunate.
There we go, that is Kurikara complete. Thanks for watching, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. Do check out the playlist link in the description for other historical battles and other campaign playthroughs, and I'll see you next time.